Hey guys, Cell Phone Doctor here with another video. Today I have an accessory that could cost you another phone bill if you aren't sure what you're getting yourself into. Okay, so I want something on my wrist that can tell me time and show me texts. And I can make a phone call on. I also want to look like a Power Ranger. What is it? Let's check this clip out real quick and see if we can figure out the answer.
I finally completed a narrow beam transmission module that will allow wave function over an extended interval. Well, aren't y'all excited?
Well, I will be as soon as I figure out what you just said.
He's created a communication device using microwaves.
Affirmative. See, we now have connection to Zordon and Alpha in the command center.
This is more phenomenal.
They respond to tactile pressure followed by auditory stimulus.
So what you're saying is that we just touch and talk, like this.
If you're still guessing. Oh yeah, a smartwatch. Wow, it's a smartwatch. Ooh. So these smartwatches can let you do that. If you're a kid, an adult, or a teen, you aren't always allowed to be on your phone. This can be your go-to device. Yeah, we aren't always allowed to be on our phones, but sometimes class can get boring and work can be slow. Maybe you need this because you really can't be on your phone. If you're an officer, a paramedic, or even a soldier, or even a teacher, there are times where you really can't be on your phone and need to focus on the task at hand. These smartwatches come in handy. There are also different apps you can install, such as a step tracker, heart rate, workout app, listen to music, Samsung Pay, even see where you're at with Maps app. You can always add apps, but remember, this is just a smartwatch, not a phone, so it may not look perfect, but it will do its primary objective of telling time, texting, calling, and notifications. I'm going to add this Galaxy Gear S2 to the Galaxy S9 and show you what there is. Download the Samsung Watch app. Welcome. English. Let's see here. We have the Galaxy Gear S2. It says download the Samsung Gear app on your phone from Galaxy Apps, Play Store, or App Store. The App Store is obviously iPhone. So, let's see. Here. So go back to here. Start the journey. And then I'm gonna look for the one that I have. Mine's not here, so it doesn't show up. It's a Galaxy Gear S3, the Gear Icon X, which are headphones, Gear Fit 2, Gear Sport, Galaxy Watch, Galaxy Buds, and all this other stuff. So mine's not here, and so we're gonna click on mine's not here. So we allow access to all this stuff. Turn on Bluetooth, turn it on, allow. So the only one that's available is this Gear S2. So we click on that. Confirm passkey, right? So it's the same one. Connect. So one thing you guys are gonna have to have is Wi-Fi, or at least this one isn't connected to any service. So we're gonna turn this on, and I'll be back to you in a sec. Alright guys, back here again. So now that we got internet, setting up the phone. So as long as you have internet on your phone, and as long as you have Wi-Fi at home, it'll connect easy. Cool. Finish pairing. So, let's see what's on here. Okay. Learn more. Home screen. Your watch faces the main screen of your watch. Swipe left to show you different widgets. Swipe right to show you notifications. Okay. Back key. Press to show the previous screen. So you press this button to go back. The home key is this one. So press to show apps or the watch face. Press and hold to turn your watch on or off. So you press and hold this one. Press and hold this button right here. If I want to turn it off, I just press and hold it. If I want to go back, I press this button up here. Alright, so this one is getting the best heart rate results. To get the best heart rate measurement, wear your watch about a finger's width above your wrist joint. Make sure it's not too tight or too loose. So that blue right there is actually how much of a width. So it's about a finger's width. So about here, I want to wear my watch right here to get the best heart rate. Get notifications on your watch so you can check them more easily. Done. So, you should have it complete. Congrats on your new Gear S2. To continue, read the agreement, which no one does, and the end user license agreement, which also no one does. So we agree. Allow all these things on there. Allow. Great. Select all. Actually, this we don't want. This we don't want. So these two are good. But I'm just gonna unclick this one, find my watch and find my phone, because I don't need to connect all that. Next, get more with your Samsung account. You can sign in and get a whole bunch of other features, but I don't have an email that I'm going to use here, so I'm going to skip. You're all set. Great. Awesome. So one thing you have here already is you can do Samsung Pay. So you just use the watch. You should be able to connect it close to the machine and just pay with your watch. You have notifications. You can download apps. Some of the apps that you have on your phone, you can actually transfer to your watch. Some of them require, some apps on the watch require you to have the app on your phone. So just keep that in mind when you go to transfer your apps. Let's see, you can add content, send music and photos to your watch, send SOS requests, find your watch. If you lose it, you misplace it, find it. If it got stolen, you can also find it. Let's see, account and backup, email, all this other stuff. You also have watch faces, so you can change this anytime you want to. Look at that. That looks pretty sweet. Okay, you can always change anything you want to here. And you can edit the settings as well. Let's see. Customize right here. So I can make it different colors. That's pretty cool. Save. And then bop. Alright. So, did you know that Samsung had a smartwatch that had a camera on the strap so you could record? Right around here. Bet you didn't. The watch looked like this. As you can see there's a little camera on it on the side where the strap is. But now you know. It doesn't really matter now because no one really makes watches with cameras. Also, the camera wasn't good either. And since companies are always trying to improve, they have cameras that record in HD, 1080p, and 4K that sits on your glasses, helmets, hats, etc. Taking a look at the watch, I can move this. There's like a circular ring around this that I can rotate. So when I press the home button here, the home button here, this is what it does. Right, here's all this other stuff, the apps and everything, and this way, I guess, of display here. When I press the home button and I go back and I'm at the home screen, I can also rotate this, except I can view these in a different format. So I can press back the home button. We're going back to this page. One cool thing I saw is that when you use your palm, you can actually turn off the screen. So like that. So, if we give it a few seconds, the screen won't turn off. But when I did use my palm, just do that and it turns it off. You can also press the back button and it should take you back. So like, it should take you back to the screen as well. So if we're at heart rate, you press the back button, kicks you back to the home screen. If you go back to steps and you press the home button, it should kick you back there. You can also drag the screen down. You should also be able to view other things on your phone, such as like all these things, like the battery health. You can also disconnect this via airplane mode, calling. You can view all the calls that came in, all that. As you can see there, it says connected using Bluetooth. So that's what I'm trying to explain to you guys, that you don't have to connect this through service to make this work. Okay, so that will work there. As you can see here, there's more apps that you can get on the watch. Here we have the weather. It's 36 degrees out in Glen Burnie. Let me see. If I wanted to add contacts, I can do so. We can see how many calories I burned, which I don't think this is really accurate here because, the watch can't really determine what I'm eating. I guess from the hand gestures, you could probably burn some calories doing that. If I go back here, you see how it didn't kick me back to the main screen, it just went back. Steps, if I wanted to walk, that could determine how many steps I did take. The heart rate, that's what we saw earlier. News, exercising, playing music, calendar. There's a bunch of more apps that you can definitely add on the device itself. Let me see if we can do, let me see. So if I go all the way to settings, I'm sorry, if I go all the way to Galaxy apps, legal notice, oh, it says it wants to update, sure. So legal notice, all applications of the Samsung Galaxy apps are being made available to use subject to the terms and conditions, which we're not going to read because no one reads this. Agree, and then it's going to kick me to the App Store for the watch. However, since I'm not logged in currently to my email, I'm obviously not going to be able to see them, but this is just how to get there. So as we were speaking earlier, you always want to keep those, you always want to be focused on your surroundings. So try not to use this to play games. Try not to use this to text too much. Always be aware of everything. This is really just to help you if you can't be on your phone. Obviously if you're on your phone, you're relaxed or taking some free time, but don't use this as an excuse to not pay attention in school. Don't use this to not pay attention at work. Always stay focused. But here is the Messages app. So obviously I don't have any messages here. I can also write messages. So I can enter someone out. If I had a phone number, I can enter here. I can write however I can also text. This is the same way as we used to text back in the day. If I wanted to text, let's say Adam, right? I have to click on the one that's going to be for the letter. So tap twice for N, tap 3 times for the letter F, and so on and so forth. And that's how you would text. There should be another way to text as well with letters. It should be a lot easier, but right now I obviously don't have it. But it should be easy to find somewhere in your settings here. I haven't used this in a while, so I couldn't tell you how to get there, but you know, it should be easy to find. Let's see, calling, you know, I can call, you know, someone called us, as you can see. But you know, if I had my contacts, I can also call this stuff. I can call whomever I'd like. So that Samsung Pay, obviously I don't have Samsung Pay, but I could add it on there. And just one thing to keep in mind is that this is just a smartwatch. It's not a phone, so it's not going to look perfect, but it will do its primary objective of telling time, texting, calling, and notifications. As you can see, the battery low symbol came up. So my battery's pretty low. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Notifications will pop up. And you can see here there's a yellow dot. I can swipe, and there's the notification that I have. Battery low, just 15% left, gear needs charging. If it was a text, I can definitely see that, and I can respond. To get back on track, smartwatches connect via Bluetooth or a phone number service, which means that you can pay for a phone number to be linked to this watch, or it could work strictly via Bluetooth. So here at the Galaxy Gear S2 watch, currently paired with the phone. The one thing I want to show you here, see if I can take this off. One thing I want to show you is that here, see if we can see that, should be really small, but right here it says IMEI. There we go. IMEI, and it has the numbers right there, which means that I can connect this with internet. So basically I'd be paying for a phone plan for this watch, but the watch does not have to be activated with a phone number. So it connects with Bluetooth, and you can only walk a certain number of feet away from the phone until the watch disconnects from your phone. That means it's still Bluetooth, so I only have a few feet I can walk away from this phone, and before it disconnects it. If you have a phone number attached to this, you can walk or drive away from your phone and still receive all your messages, your notifications, calls, and texts from the watch. So if somebody calls me, it should work with my phone number. If you're an adult, that can be handy if there's suspicious activity around you. Always stay alert in your surroundings. Okay, so you're interested in this watch. Okay, so now what? How do you know which one is right for you? Well, there is no right or wrong answer. This is only for people who want and need one. If you aren't even remotely interested in one, this isn't for you. However, how do you know if one of your family members or friends are interested in this? They could be. Now you have this knowledge to help them decide which is best for them and which one could help them save money. Salespeople have really good tactics and can lure you into buying one of these with service, but you kind of have to know what you want in order for you to get what you need. Newer watches have better battery life, so they all do the same thing as older models. Obviously, a 2 to 3 year model doesn't really change. However, a 4 to 6 year model is a huge difference. Height, there's a huge difference in weight. There's also the straps different and bigger screen, as you can see here. One thing to keep in mind is that if you have an Apple Watch and you have an Android phone, it's best to keep the software devices together. That means that if I have an Android phone like this, I want to use an Android watch like this or like this. If I have an Apple phone, it's better to have an Apple Watch like this and use an Apple phone. Yes, you can pair the Apple Watch with an Android phone. It will work, and it can work vice versa, but sometimes it becomes a hassle, so don't do it. Some watches or phones require you to have the latest software. So if you have an older phone and need to pair it with a newer watch, it may not allow you. You may have invested in something that won't work. For example, my dad purchased a Samsung watch. It's actually this one specifically, and it wasn't working at all with his iPhone 8 Plus. It wouldn't connect to the Samsung Gear S2. Both of these were up to date, but iPhone only allows newer watches to connect to iPhone, such as the Samsung Gear Frontier 3. Yet, I had an old Galaxy S5, and it's still connected to the Gear S2 just fine. That's just an example as to why you need to stay with the same brands. So, if it's an Apple phone, get an Apple Watch. If you have an Android phone, stay with an Android watch. Alright guys, I think that's it for my spiel for today on smartwatches. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We hope to see you on our next video. Thanks.